Hello, I'm Mike and welcome to, well, not the workshop because I'm on site this week, but this week I'm going to show you how to make a simple, cheap garden gate the traditional way. So, let's roll the intro! So to make this gate, you're not going to need any fancy tools. All you need is a drill, a square and a handsaw. Material wise, you need to use a material that'll last outside because this is a garden gate. So I've chosen pressure treated timber, but you could choose a hardwood like teak that is made to live outside. But pressure treated timber is the most effective for this application because it's the least expensive. So here I have my inch by 6 inch dome head pickets, which will make the face of my gate, and then I have some 2x4 that I cut down to 1.5 by 4, which you can buy 1.5 by 4 to make my cross rails and my diagonal. So let's get started. Now, if you look at older traditional style gates and doors, I'll put some images up here, you will see that they have these horizontal battens, and then in between them they have the diagonals. These are what's known as your braces, or a diagonal brace. This adds a lot of strength to the door whilst reducing the amount of material. That's why you'll often see these designs in older houses in lieu of a more joinery style door. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I have my pieces cut to length. I'm going to mark where I'm coming down, where I'm coming up, and we'll get these two battens on, the two outside ones, square everything up, and then we'll screw the middle one. Now I'm going with the traditional door layout here for my hinges, which is down 6 inches, up 9 inches. Sorry, hinges, my apologies. For my battens, it will also be where my hinges go. I'll show you that later. So I'm just going to strike that line on this one and the inside one, the same on the bottom. The one additional thing I want to do is on the non-hinge side, or the lock side, when I look at it, I'm just going to score a line 5mm wide, and that's where these are going to end. That 5mm there then gives me 5mm if the door expands, or the gate, sorry, expands or contracts to plane off easily and not have to plane through the end of this. With those marks that I've made, and I'm just putting in one screw. This will allow me then to check it for square by checking the diagonals, which you'll see in a second. When I have that done, then I'll put a screw in to lock that in place, and that'll start my square point to work from. Our next step then is to put on the cross brace. Now what I like to do, this is I mark a line in roughly 25mm or an inch in old money on either end. That'll be in position then to line this up. So I'll line that up against those marks. I've cut this over then on purpose. What I'll do then, I'll stick a screw in these, that'll allow me to easily mark it. And it's 6 o'clock. and all is not well. Is the anvil something that they have in other countries? I don't know. Stop recording till the bells stop. So to cross piece in place, what I do is get a square, hold it against the piece that's going horizontal, and then I can mark straight up. Do that same on both sides. That'll give me a line then that I can scroll across to make a cut line. So now all you do is join those two lines and we have the exact angle that this needs to be cut at. So, like I said, you could cut this with a handsaw, but I have my chop saw, so I'm going to use that. Now, the key to this, getting it right, is you want to take a cut, maybe a ½ inch back, at the angle that you think roughly it is, and just keep adjusting it until it's perfect. The key with this is you want to lead this line, because if you make it shorter, then your angles are off. So I'm going to do that, check it here, and see where we are. So I don't know if you can see there, but it's a little bit wider this end at the bottom, so I'm just going to give it a little tweak. Now, I've done that on both ends, so let's see if it fits. Right, the moment of truth. Don't need to check. Okay, let's see how we are. Go to the side. That's pretty much all perfect. So I'll line it back up with my lines here. Pardon me. So I'll line it back up with my lines here. And I'm just going to put in a scale screw just to hold it in place. At both peaks. Then one down into our fixed ones, just so this locks everything in nice and square. Then we can flip it over. So what I like to do to line them up is we have these two, we know they're at their full depth, is I'm going to screw a piece to the bottom, so you get the screws. Actually I need to get a lot of screws. And these screws are specific exterior screws. If you use a normal screw, they will rust. So these cost a bit more, but trust me, it'll be worth it. And I'm just going to put the whole box in here. There you go. So, as I was saying, I'm going to screw a piece on the end here. That'll help me line up all of these slats. Now there are all sorts of clever ways that you can work out the spacing, but I can generally get it pretty good by eye. So that's what I'm going to do here. Take a few minutes, get all these looking good. Now if you're not comfortable doing this, the easiest way to work this out is take your measurement here, in this case it's 500, and then remove the bulk of these materials. So these are 145. So I'm going to take 3 by 145 of that width, and whatever is left then, we'll divide that by your gaps. So in this case we divide it by 4, divide by 4, and then just cut a piece that size, slip it in, and work your way across. But for this, generally by eye is good enough. So I'm going to start tacking these in. You will have to forgive the tractors, it's Ireland and it's summertime. There we have it. In about 20 minutes, we give it to work. So, let's put on our hinges and try hang this. So, full confession, I got a little bit carried away. I shouldn't have screwed in all the ones on the diagonal before my test fit, because the direction of the cross brace very important, and I had it reversed. So I just took the screws out and reversed it. Not the end of the world, but it's something you need to watch for. Now what I always think about it is, the hinges are holding up one side of the door. And then you have your cross brace here that's holding the other one up. So if you imagine it like that, literally holding up like this, that's the way you always want it. This creates triangulation in the door and stops it dropping. So, we're going to screw in these hinges. We're going to position them centered on these rails, and show you a little trick for fitting the likes of this when you're on your own. And here's the trick. Now you can do something similar for interior work as well. What I have here is a piece of card. I'm just going to fold it in half. I'm just going to screw it in here to my mating surface, and this will allow me to hang the door with tolerance without having help. You can do something similar if you're doing an internal door. I just use a piece of double-sided tape because you don't want a screw hole in your internal door. This is only a garden gate. Now, let's go hang this baby, shall we? Right, so here we are. This is where the store's going to live. The hanging, we need 2 more things. A shim at the bottom. That'll keep our door up from the ground and this little way. So what we want to do is get the door in position where we want it. Flush where our hinges are. And push it up tight. Get it in the whole way. And then using this wedge, we can just wedge it closed. And because we have the cardboard at the sides, that means we'll have a tolerance here when we take the cardboard off for the door to swing. So I like to just put 1 in for a start. That'll let me see if it'll swing or not. Right, let's see if this worked. It's good enough now to hang in the finest select bar in Dublin split row. Okay, now that I'm happy, I'll throw in the rest of the screws. And all this baby needs is a little lock and we're done. I'm just tacking this from the inside and I'll screw it from the outside like the rest of them.
When I'm doing this kind of thing where I'm putting on a tower bolt, I always like to fit the bolt first and then fit the receiver around the bolt. That means that everything is perfectly lined up and you don't have to adjust it afterwards.
So, that's this week's video. Thank you as always for staying to the end. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe and all that fun stuff. And absolutely do try this at home. Oh, and one more thing. Special shout out to Shane and Kira who I did this and all the fence work for keeping me well fed with tea. I am Irish. I need my tea. See you next week. Oh, so bizarre. This is the problem with doing this, right? Oh no, you can keep the part, I just got it out. So when you do something wrong, let's do it again. When you're recording your failures. Recording your failures is another way of taking pictures of your kids, that's it.
I have a drill if you want.
I'm a man. Many batteries.
Battery charges, yeah?
No, you need the batteries as well. The charger on its own is no good. But, oh, you're gone.
No, I'm still here.
This drill is very old. I got this. This is in my pack when I started college. So
Makes
that's.
this back then.
Yeah. Most of them were powered by steam or horse.
That is still recording though, you know that?
Yeah. I just edit out the bits I don't want people to see.